Welcome to Community Heroes, where the spotlight shines on the incredible individuals shaping our world. We have a very important person here, and I would like him to introduce himself.
My name is Ibrahima Diallo. I'm a farmer.
Thank you. Could I ask you some questions?
Yes.
How did you become interested in sheep breeding?
Funny, in 1998, when I was thinking about my career, I never thought about becoming a sheep breeder. By then, everyone was talking about information technology, and I got the opportunity to do business and computer studies in England. And I was thinking I was going to be, the big software engineer and everything, But life takes its roads. We do our planning and stuff. And when I came to Gambia, and I started buying 5-6 rams a year for Tobaski, and I realized that I was spending so much money on buying rams. And because I have my own house and I got space, I did say to myself, I'm gonna start rearing sheep purposely for Tobaski. And I started rearing sheep for Tobaski. And after a while, I got this friend at Abuko, and I went out there to visit him. I normally go there to visit him a lot of time. And I saw that all the sheep at Abuko were marked. And I asked him, and I said to him, Adu, why are all these sheep marked? And he said to me, they are marked because they were all imported. And these are the signs of each person who bought these sheep from overseas. They were mainly from Senegal, Mali, and Mauritania. That clicked something in me, and I said to myself, I'm going to start this sheep breeding thing as a business. That's how I started the Jallos Farm as a business.
Okay, now, what inspired you to become the president of the Gambia Sheep Breeders Association?
Whatever you do, you can try to do things as an individual, or you can try to do it as a community, or as an association, or as a group. And when I started sheep breeding, I realized that in the Gambia, sheep breeders are not taken as important as they're supposed to be. And actually, if you go to the government offices, almost every one of them, if you tell them that we are a sheep breeder, they will look low upon you. And I said to myself with some few farmers, including Nurusi, Jenaba Marena, Koita, Shariba, we sat and decided to form an association so that when these associations start moving forward, they can start fighting for the rights of sheep breeders in this country, so that they can be recognized and respected and be given their due respect and whatever they deserve from the government, like giving them good policies. Those are the things that inspired us to start the association. And as usual, when you have an association, you cannot just say, I'm the president. We went for an election, and I was nominated. We went for an election, and I won. That's how I became the president of Gambia Sheep Breeders Association.
Can you tell us about the different types of sheep breeds in the Gambia?
That's a good question. And to be honest, that's one of the reasons why we are doing what we're doing today. Because we have the citizen, that's the Jalunke, it's also called as the West African dwarf. It's commonly known as citizen in this country. We have the Tulabir, that's the Mauritanian sheep. We have the Asawat, the Bali Bali, those are the Malian sheep. And we have the Chadian as well, they come from Mali. These are the common sheep in this country. And we have the Ladun breed. The Ladun breed is the fastest, biggest, and most expensive sheep breed in this country.
Okay. What challenges do sheep breeders face in the Gambia?
That's a good question, my man. Like I did said earlier on, sheep breeders in the Gambia, we are not recognized. In a sense, people don't see it as a business. And they normally associate sheep breeding to poverty and what was the right word for it? Illiteracy. You know, they associate people living in upcountry. But we came with a slogan saying that Gambia sheep breeders are not poor, they are not uneducated, and they all don't live in the villages. So some of our challenges are lack of veterinary services in this country. We have only 2 trained vets at the Department of Livestock. So because of that, most of the things in our farms are done by we, the farmers. And the government recognition of sheep breeders is still at its infant stage. I will easily say they have tried a lot compared to 7, 8 years ago. They are recognizing us, but there is a long way to go for us to be where we're supposed to be. The other thing also of our challenges is for people to understand the different type of breed, and for people to understand that, especially the government to understand that for us to solve our problem in sheep breeding, we have to have hybrid sheep. And it's a big challenge because once you try to explain to people, especially some of the government officials, they don't seem to understand the impact that the Ladun breed can do in our sheep breeding. Some of the challenges are the youth in this country find it difficult to work in a sheep farm because they see it as a job that somebody is not supposed to be proud of. And they would rather work in an office with a less paid job or salary, than work in a sheep farm with a higher paid salary. So we have those challenges of having workers in our farms. And we have challenges in feeding our sheep as well. One of the biggest challenges, I will say, is feeding. Because feeding is really, really expensive in this country. That's why I always tell people, you can do feeding as a business of its own. And that one, we are trying to solve that problem by farming grass, farming maize, and farming groundnut hay, and all those kind of things so that we can solve that problem.
How do you ensure the well-being and health of the sheep in your care?
That's a good one. Like I was saying early on, one of our challenges are vets. At the Department of Livestock, we have only 2 trained vets. That's the director and the deputy director. They are doing a great job considering the little resources they have. We took upon those challenges by doing the job by ourselves. And if you start sheep breeding in this country and you don't work on how to solve your health issue, most likely you will fail. So we did that by spending hundreds of hours on the internet, communicating with other professors around the world, other farmers around the world, other big how to call it, lecturers around the world about animal health. That's how we learn a lot on animal. And the association pays for his transport, they pay for his allowances, they pay for his hotels and everything. And then if he goes to each member's farm, then whatever he does at that particular farm, the association member will be paying the vet for what he did for him at the farm. So the association is benefiting, members are benefiting, that's one of the benefits the members are having with the association. We have some TV programs to promote sheep breeding in the country, and we go to our members and they get interviewed and they have the opportunity to showcase their work and put their telephone numbers there for potential customers to be calling them. So those are some of the advantages of being a member of the association.
Are there any educational programs or opportunities for young people who are interested in getting involved in sheep breeding?
Yes, that is interesting. And I will say yes. And I will start it from here and tell you, sheep breeding is a virgin area in the Gambia. And you young boys and girls has a huge opportunity to be the next big vets in this country, when every big sheep breeder will need a vet. You have this opportunity because all the ones you didn't know, but you can make money as a vet in this country. So they didn't take that opportunity and study veterinary science. So you, the young ones, have the opportunity to make sure that you think about becoming a vet in this country. Because if you know how much money qualified vets are making in this country, it's one of the most paid jobs in this country. So young people have the opportunity to become big farmers, to become big vets, and even to become a nutritionist. You know, in a farm, you need all those things. Right now, we do everything by ourselves. But we need someone who needs to look after the feeding, we need someone who needs to look after the animals, and we need someone who needs to look after agriculture. That's how a proper farm works. By the time you people grow older, inshallah, all those things will be in place, so there will be more opportunities for people like you, young man.
What role do sheep play in the cultural and economy of Gambia?
You know, sheep is one of the most important animals in the Gambia. When Tabaski comes, 95% of the sheep that is slaughtered in this country are from Senegal, Mali, and Mauritania. And it's sad to say that instead of saying it helps in the economy of the Gambia, it is taking our money out of the Gambia and taking our jobs away, weakening our currency. So if we have so many big farmers in this country and we produce to fill the gap of importation, it will make a huge difference in the economy of the Gambia. It will create jobs and it will help strengthen the current Gambian dollars. In the Gambia, most cultural festivals, including naming ceremonies, weddings, Tabaskis, Christmas, people slaughter sheep and goats, cattle, you know. So it helps a lot in the community and in our cultural programs.
What challenges do you face in sheep farming here and how do you overcome them?
Like I did say earlier on, some of the challenges we face are feeding, vets and having good policy for sheep farmers. Excuse me. The way we are overcoming with the policies, we have been working with the government and the Minister of Agriculture. He has given us a hand, and we are appealing to the government to help increase the allocation they give to the Ministry of Agriculture, because right now what they are giving to them is so small that it's not making much difference in the agriculture sector. And some of the challenges like the vets, the last time I was talking to the minister, I suggested that if the government trains like 5 vets every year, if they started like this year, that means by the time they start graduating, we'll be having 5 vets more every year. So that's one of the challenges, and it's a way we can solve those challenges. And the other one is feeding. Feeding is really, really expensive in this country. That's why I always tell people before they start sheep breeding to work on their feeding. We are trying to solve this problem by bringing in some napier grass. We farm napier grass. We farm maize for silage. Basically, we, the big farmers in this country, have decided that we can solve this problem by farming.
Are there any specific skills or knowledge that aspiring sheep breeders should have in this region?
It's important to have skills and knowledge of sheep breeding before you go into it. Like I just said earlier on, book knowledge is good in sheep breeding, but experience is very, very important. So if you aspire to become a sheep breeder in this country, I will advise you to go and visit big farms, talk to their owners, their workers, talk to people who fail and ask why they fail, talk to people who succeed and ask how they manage to succeed. And those, I believe, are some of the things an aspiring sheep breeder in this country I advise him or her to do.
Okay, those are like all the questions that were written on the paper now. Does anyone over there want to ask a question?
Yes.
How do you become a farmer?
Okay, how can you become a farmer? Yeah, that's, I would say you need to have passion for farming first. It's important to have passion. Because without passion, it's difficult to become a farmer. You will get fed up. You don't like the smell of the farm. You don't like the dirty. So, passion is a core for you to become a farmer.
How many years have you been a farmer?
Now,
How many years have you been a farmer?
how many years have I been a farmer? Officially, the Jalos farm was established in 2017, but I started doing sheep breeding from 2014 at my home. But as a farmer, I was born as a farmer. My parents are farmers. Although they were not doing it like I am doing it right now, but the Jalos farm was established officially from 2017.
Problem is communication.
Oh yeah, I love being a farmer. I just came from the farm to this place. This morning I was helping one of my sheep to lamb. I got the video here, with the little babies and stuff in it. I love being a farmer. Like I said, you need the passion to succeed in this business.
Where did you start your farming job?
Yeah, like I said earlier on, I started it at home as a hobby, and then I turned it into a business.
How many crops have you grown in a year?
How many?
How many crops have you grown in 1 year?
Okay, that's a good one. Normally I farm like 2-3 hectares of grass and 1 hectare of 2-3 hectares of groundnut, 1 hectare of grass, that's Napier grass. But last year I added 6 hectares of maize for silage. Yes.
How do you do your job?
How do I do my job? I am a full-time farmer. When I wake up, I go to the farm. I have people working for me. And when I go to the farm, I start from one box to the next, until I finish all the boxes. I make sure the way I left the sheep the night before is the way they are the following day. I observe the ones that are quiet, and I will notify my staffs to ask them why the sheep is quiet, and then if they don't know anything about it, we can check it together. If it needs curing, we cure them. And I follow the daily things in the farm. I track all records of the farm, and I make sure that every staff is doing their job right.
How do you feed your sheep?
How do I? How do I feed them? That's a good one. How do I feed my sheep? That's a good one. I feed my sheep 3 times a day, depending on the ration depends on the gestation period of the sheep. When the sheep is lamb after 2 weeks, we make crib feeding for them. And the crib feeding is a special place that the lamb can go in and out, and their parents cannot go in. And when they are 3 months old, we take them to another box, we wean them at 3 months, and we give them ration. We feed them in the morning, in the afternoon after 2 o'clock, we give them some supplements. In the evening, we give them another ration. Sheep gestation period takes 5 months. When they just get pregnant, we give them a ration just to maintain them, because they don't need a lot of energy and stuff. When the pregnancy is 3 months old, we adjust the ration and put more energy feed in it, like grains,